Hi friends, today we're doing our new vocabulary for our new weekly story, Half Chicken. As usual, I'm not going to do motions anymore because we do them in our whole group together, but we will go through the definitions and do our triggers together. Okay, so our first vocabulary word is tumbling. This acrobat is tumbling through the air, and if you're tumbling, it's kind of like you're rolling over the other, right? So I'm tumbling. Our next vocabulary word is flung. When something is flung, it is thrown with force. So like in the picture, she's throwing that stick for the dog. Flung is you throw it with force. Our third vocabulary word is tangled. These pieces of string are tangled. It is hard to separate them. So when things are tangled, they're kind of mashed up in a way that's difficult to separate. So think about your shoelaces, headphone strings, anything like that can get tangled. Hair can get tangled, and it's hard to separate. Your fourth vocabulary word is empty. This pot is empty. There is nothing in it. So empty, nothing in it, is the opposite of full, an antonym for full. All right, number 5 is swift. Swift horses move very fast. So swift is a word that means very fast, right? It would be a synonym for fast. Swift. All right, number 6 is peacefully. The farm animals are sleeping peacefully. Nothing is bothering them. So if something is peaceful, it's calm, it's relaxing, nothing's bothering it, right? So it's peaceful, peacefully. And they have that, the base word is peace, and then you have the suffix of fully, like F-U-L-L-Y, to get that meaning a little bit different. So in a peace, in a way of peace. Stream. Number 7 is stream. This stream flows into a larger river. Stream. So a stream is just a smaller river, right? Smaller outlet of water that flows into rivers usually. All right, and then the last one, number 8, is blazed. A forest fire blazed or burned brightly for many hours. So blazed is something that fire does, right? It burns brightly. The flames blaze. Okay, so blazed is that burning brightly of fire specifically. Okay, so let's specifically talk about the definitions. Peacefully is calming, not fighting. Blazed is burned or shined brightly. Stream is flowing water, like a small river, right? So they're not very big usually. Tumbling is falling and rolling suddenly. Tangled is twisted and mixed up. Empty is not full. Flung is through hard. And swift means fast. Okay, so now let's go do our triggers. So you need your piece of paper. Oh, got moved a little bit, huh? Okay, so you need your piece of paper. I've already folded mine into its 4 pieces, right? So it's 4 things there. Okay, so the first word we're going to use is swift. And for swift, we're going to do an analogy. Okay, so like what we do with our bridge maps, it's a comparison. Okay, and we're going to say swift is to fast as slow is to slowly. So if you do something in a swift way, you're doing it in a fast way. If you do something slow, you do it in a slow way. So swift is to fast as slow is to slowly. Okay, for peacefully, we're going to do a sketch. If you've ever seen this sketch, it's called a peace sign. And this is the symbol. So sketch is another trigger, is a symbol for peaceful, for peace. So peace, we're going to use it for peacefully. It's pretty easy. Okay, for stream, we're going to do an acrostic. Okay, remember with these, you can always change the words that I do if you hadn't, because we do different ones in the meetings anyway, usually. This is just if you miss, right? So I think of streams being small, right? I think of streams being peaceful. Streams often lead to lakes. Sometimes you have like mist coming off the stream, or a stream of mist, like if you have a spray bottle. There are usually rocks in the stream, right? And there's usually twists. It's not usually a straight line, there's usually twists and turns in the stream. Okay, moving right along, let's do blazed. And for blazed, we're going to do equations. So what plus what equals blazed. And I think of hot plus fire equals blazed. Burn plus brightly equals blazed. Right, and you can always add more, make them your own. I'm going to pause, leave it there so you can pause if you need. Okay, moving right along with these vocabulary words, we're going to do tumbling. And tumbling, we're going to actually do a trigger we don't do super often. We're going to do, because it's very hard to use sometimes, but we're going to use a word shape. And that is where the word, how we write it, represents what the word means. So for tumbling, we're going to write it like it is tumbling through the air. So the shape of the word we've done looks like the definition of it, twisting and turning through the air. All right, for flung, we are also going to do an equation. So force plus throw equals flung. Sport plus ball equals flung, right? A lot of different sports you play involve flinging a ball around, right? Again, you can add more that you like. And if you do this before the meeting, but you're still planning on coming to the meeting, you can leave that space, leave tons of space for different ones. Okay, for tangled, we're going to do a sketch. And you're going to draw 3 things. They can be balloons, kites, something, anything like that. And we're going to have their strings be tangled together. So I'm going to do kites. And their strings are all tangled together. All mashed up there. And maybe even point specifically to that definition there. All right, last thing we're doing with this one is empty. And we're doing an acrostic. Okay, so words that I think of with empty, things that can be empty, a bucket can be empty. Milk jug could be empty, right? So, oh, we're out of milk, we gotta get more milk. Pot can be empty. Yard can be empty, there's nothing in it. And something I think of with empty is what I just said, right? Nothing. There's nothing in it. It's empty. So I'll leave it there if you need to pause. But those are our vocabulary words for this story, Half Chicken. So I hope you have a great rest of your day.